California woman arrested for allegedly starting Freddy Fire amid ongoing wildfire crisis. As wildfires continue to damage California, one woman is being accused of helping to spread the blaze. Gloria Lynn Mandich, 60, was arrested on felony arson charges after allegedly starting the Freddy Fire near Pacific Coast Highway by Leo Carrillo State Beach. The January 8th blaze burned about 3 acres before being contained by firefighters from Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Initially thought to be a spot fire caused by embers from the larger Palisades Fire, investigators linked the Freddy Fire to Mandich, leading to her arrest by California State Parks officers. She now faces 2 felony charges: arson during a state of emergency and recklessly causing a forest fire. Mandich, who pleaded not guilty, is held on $20,000 bail and faces strict conditions if released, including a ban on possessing matches or lighters. Her next court appearance is set for January 22nd. I mean, $20,000 bail, man. You know what I mean? And can't be around matches or lighters when this kind of a thing is going on right now. Like, to me, it's just crazy that a person would even think of. I mean, this is an arsonist dream. Of course, you're going to have it. There's a lot of weirdos in the world, man, that are going to be a part. There's a Stephen King movie called The Stand. And this guy was like, was an arsonist in there. And that's just what this reminds me of. You know what I mean? Like this guy, I don't know if you ever saw that movie or not.
No, but like one of my quotes from one of my favorite movies, The Dark Knight, he said, some men can't be bargained with. Some men can't be reasoned with. He's like, some men just want to watch the world burn. Great movie if you haven't seen The Dark Knight. I watched that a lot. But I mean, like, they caught the one guy, man admits to purposely starting brush fire in Azusa. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot, it's crazy. Like, my family lives in LA, and my mom was like, yeah, you know what I mean? People have tried to burn down the Hollywood sign, like multiple people. LA is a crazy place. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that these winds are like burning the fire, but most people need to realize our planet is dead. Mm-hmm. We destroyed it. They warned us many times. Hey, climate change this, climate change that. A lot of people chose to ignore it. A lot of people didn't. But this is the aftermath. During COVID, we all stopped moving. We went inside like the little insects on this planet that we are. And what happened? The planet started rebuilding itself. It started getting healthier. The fish were coming back to shore. Yep. And then we were like, nah, we can't have that. We went right back to destroying the planet. So this is our aftermath. The glaciers are going to melt. The sea level is going to rise. Florida is going to disappear. LA is going to be uninhabitable. The Midwest is not going to be livable. Up here where we live in Washington, we're already getting hurricanes and they're calling bomb cyclones. Your earth is going to change. Not everyone is going to survive. Because of the droughts in other places, the food shortage is happening. We have the bird flu. People are like, oh, how's that going to affect me? It's killing the livestock. You need to understand your future is going to entail. It's going to be a shortage of resources and people are going to get violent. A lot of civilizations are going to shatter, and fall apart. This is your world now. And with the administration coming in, there's no new Green Deal. There's no solar panels, no nothing. They're going right back.
These guys are so stupid.
These old people are going to kill us for profit because they ain't going to have to live in the same world as us in 20 years.
I mean, and the young people are doing the same exact thing. If you look at it, man, people like Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, all these people are donating money because they understand that right now is their opportunity to kind of sweep in and get the changes and regulations. They don't want to sit in front of Congress anymore and be berated anymore by Congress, like, oh, hey, you guys should be doing this, don't do this, don't do that. You know what I mean? They don't want that anymore. And what we've done is give them the green light. Hey, go ahead and do what you want to do. Because most of us, we don't believe in global warming anyways, even though they've told us this year was the hottest year on record. I know it's been going on for a while, but why do we think the planet's just warming up naturally? It's us. We're doing, I mean, it's happening faster than what it's ever happened before. Let's be real. There were spots in India that were almost at a point to where humans would die. The heat was almost so hot.
It was so hot. Yeah, like 127 odd degrees.
Yeah, I mean, you would die if you went outside. That's how hot it is in these areas. But it's because there's no trees. There's so many people who live in those cities, in those areas. They've cut down all the trees. They're gone. We're not looking at life realistically. They've shown you, where this place went back and they planted thousands of new trees and thousands of I was
in Asia. I saw that gentleman. And they say that if you have trees around you, it keeps you cooler.
And it brought the temperature down by like 2 to 4 degrees. That's a hell of a fucking. I mean, that's why just like what you were talking about with those birds that died in, I believe it was in Alaska in the Arctic.
Yeah,
the 4 million birds that died. They were saying because the temperature went up by like 3 or 4 degrees.
Yeah,
that's subtle. It seems so subtle to us, but that matters because that's the difference between glaciers melting and not. And so
messed up the food supply, and they didn't have enough to eat.
And we want to blame all this on the politicians, but it's been going on for years. This is what's been happening. We have to change the way that we're running the earth. We're running the earth into the ground. We just are. We're building. There's too much building going on. But I mean, I saw people saying like, "Oh, this is what happens is when you put a Democrat in office," or talking about the governor, or even the black mayor of L.A. Where I'm like, okay, well, what's going on in Houston and what's going on in Texas when it's just flooding all through Texas? What's going on in Florida? What's going on in Tennessee, North Carolina? It's quit blaming things on something that does not make sense.
People in America, it's not their problem until it's at their front door. And by then it's too late.
A lot of these guys, their problem is at their front door. A lot of places in the Midwest who are all talking, you guys are having more earthquakes. You guys wasn't even having earthquakes. Now you've been basically, I won't say fracking, but drilling for oil in those areas. You guys are starting to have small earthquakes, hundreds of them, you know what I mean, a year, hundreds of these a year. And that's because of this. This is changing the earth. But anyway, I guess we'll just have to figure it out. I know they caught another guy too in California who was starting fires. I believe that some of this was started by people, maybe all of it, because these fires are crazy. Have you seen the footage on the fires, man?
Yeah, a lot of people started it. Yeah, I mean, like we saw the video with the people inside their home.
You saw the cyclone? Did you see the cyclone fire? Like,
well, that's because of the wind or whatever. The wind will pick it up. It'll pick up and it'll turn. It'll basically make tornado fires. That happens every time they have wildfires. You'll see those. And
then the wind was blowing so hard. And some footage I was watching to where it was just like you can see why the embers would just float on me. Yeah, and then California is so dry, like you said, it's a desert down there. Damn near it's a desert. It doesn't seem like it.
You know, usually it blows a certain way, but they say, if it ever was just blow that towards us, it'd be doomed.
What's that Tony song? I believe it is. Is that it never rains in Southern California?
Southern California.
And that's
no, they've been having droughts too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but it's still a hot place. It's hot and it's warm and it's Los Angeles is naturally supposed to be desert. It was founded by a black lady. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep you updated on these wildfires and everything else that's going on because the world is just